extension.
Okay. So we haven't had to use numbers or anything to measure. Now we're going to put this back on the bench and use the chisel again to cut this. The clamp, if you can't resist cranking down on it, use a clamping block. But you can take a hole out to hold it. That won't dent it. Okay, so that will get us started. We kind of got ballpark there. As we fit here, because this is kind of a hacked up line, we're not going to expect it to fit up there all that well. It doesn't matter because you're going to cut a pocket down through there to put the outside stem on, which will end here. By the time we get up here where we have a very consistent line, we can mark this more accurately, cut it more accurately, and have it fit the first time. But this is the second time. But here we're just kind of faking it a bit. So I can hold this. I'm holding it, my hands against the boat to keep it moving around. If I hold it up like this, I'm going to be shifting around like so. So if you can anchor it. Notice the angle that I'm holding the plane. It presents a longer base to the piece that I'm trying to get straight. Also, we talked about the chattering when you work with your spoke shape. If it's straight across like that, it wants to chatter. So also, this is putting pressure down, which helps to hold it from sliding around. Perfect. I mean, appropriately perfect. You'll begin with a reference mark here, and then I'd come down and get another one in the middle, like this. So you take it off, you put the glue on, you bring it back, and you line it up here, and you know that end's going to be exactly where you want it to be. We'll mark on this stem the area for the glue, and then we can glue it on. This is a part that people have a hard time getting their head around. They know that we need a square edge so it drops straight down. But the desire then is to put these two straight edges together, and they would like to reach underneath and trace that. Problem there is we've been springing these planks around into a curve all the way up, and all of a sudden we're going to make them straight like that, which is not what we want. So what's going to happen here is we're going to transfer the open space over to a piece. This piece here, which is straight now, is going to bend into this curve. The curve we cut here, once we bend it, is going to be straight. So we begin with a reference mark in the middle. So all of the fitting that we do is going to be to get these lines to match up. So we're going to pick up the width using the dividers. If we put that divider just up on the edge of both sides, transfer that over and make a mark. By putting this up on the edge, it means that our holes are just slightly bigger than the opening that we were looking at. The point there is, once we join those little holes that we're making, we want to be able to shave that off enough so that we don't see a row of little holes in there. Feeding it in, you can get the end fit. up to this reference mark. Then I'm going to feed in the other end and get it to fit up to that reference mark. At that point, I'm going to put the glue in. If you try to do a dry fit in both ends, then you're going to break at least one of these ends off getting it out to put the glue on to put it back in. That's it. Glue man.
Is that the same?
This last piece that just went in is known as the whiskey plank.
And that means that the owner has to buy the crew a whiskey.
Thank you, Drew, and to Ted. Great so far. Great.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers. Only one Band-Aid.